Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Greater Noble Height Family, your favorite channel. Ladies and gentlemen, in our last video, we call on various reputable institutions in the context of Nigeria to please implement strategies that will foster peace, unity, and justice towards achieving egalitarian society in Nigeria. Little did we know that as we were here busy doing our legitimate work, Cctv is also assisting us. If you think that I'm making it up, watch this video. Stay tuned and stay rich.
Good morning, Rufy on fire.
Today is a day of violence.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. I mean, I was doing that exciting thing.
We violate them.
Well, all right. Social media is awash with reactions over the arrest of human rights advocate Dele Farotimi, who on Tuesday morning alleged in a statement that officers attached to the Cctv police command has perfected plans to abduct him from Lagos. Farotimi accused the command of deploying questionable means to lure him for arrest, despite honoring the invitation of the Zone 2 Police Headquarters in Lagos some weeks ago. The spokesperson for the Ekiti State Police Command confirmed Farotimi's arrest to journalists on Tuesday, saying that he was arrested over a petition about alleged defamation and cyberbullying, but declined to name the complainant. We know that the activists had said that police officers from the Ekiti Command were acting on a petition allegedly filed by Afe Baba Lola, a senior advocate of Nigeria. I'll take Peter Obi's tweet. He wrote, "I just learned of the arrest of Dele Farotimi, a respected human rights lawyer and advocate, over an alleged allegation of defamation. This action is a gross misuse of police powers and a grave assault on the principles of democracy and justice in Nigeria. I condemn this action in totality. It represents not only an attempt to intimidate opposing voices from questioning authority, it is also a worrying signal to every Nigerian who loves and values freedom of expression and dares to demand accountability and transparency." The first tweet I had was Omoyele Sowore, who actually posted a video of the CCTV footage of the actual arrest. This has been condemned by the Nigerian Bar Association, by Afenifere. I mean, it really is a gross violation about these sort of arrests. We've seen it only recently. I believe it was this musician who was arrested for defamation. And we talked about the enabling laws. Speed Darlington and Burna Boy, Dr. Abati, the enabling laws that covers, the arrest for defamation of character.
Okay, Section 373 of the Criminal Code deals with defamation. What is defamation? When you expose another individual to ridicule, to hatred, or you lower the person's estimation, integrity in the eyes of members of the public. So to that extent, in other words, we're saying that nobody has a right to defame or libel the other person. That's what the law says. The law, however, says that there is defense. If you are speaking out of public interest, if there is justification to say that you are saying the truth, in other words, it's not automatic that when you are accused of libel, you will be punished for it. Now, there's been some argument whether it's a criminal offense or it's a civil wrong. Well, in Nigerian laws, a civil wrong can also be a criminal offense, particularly if it leads to a breach of peace. In the Aviomo case, determined by Justice Ogunwomoji, which has been quoted in the last 2 days, what he says is that in Lagos State and Edo State, defamation is not considered a criminal offense. But where it can become a criminal offense is when it leads to breach of public peace and violence. But in this specific case, which the Mazia Famusigwe SAN, had to intervene. We were told that the policemen went to Dele Farotimi's law firm and disrupted the work of the lawyers, and that even one lawyer was rough-handled in the place. Now, the NBA president and NBA as a body has to stand up to ensure that people do not just keep going to people's law firms and harassing people all over the place. So Mazi Afamusigwe is to that extent right. And then the second thing is that we were told that Dele Farotimi was abducted. It was in the a gangster-like, operation that he was picked up. So there are persons who have said he was not arrested, he was abducted. Because if they want to arrest him, he's a lawyer, they will have invited him. Even if he's a lawyer, he's not a lawyer, he will have been invited. And he said about a week ago, he was at the Zone 2 police headquarters, where he was presented with 2 different allegations, one by the chairman of United Bank for Africa, the other by Chief Afe Babalola, SAN. Now going to abduct him, coming from Ekiti Police Command, to come and abduct somebody in Lagos. The question that the Nigerian police force will have to explain to us is whether that is standard police operating procedure. So it's the untidiness of it that is also part of the problem. The Lagos Police Command could have apprehended him if that needed to be done, and they could have handed over to the appropriate jurisdiction, not to go and abduct somebody from his office. And the Ekiti Police Command, they even had the courage to come and say that they came to Lagos to take him, and they were taking him to Ekiti Police Command.
7 hours journey.
It's a law enforcement. The police is a law enforcement body. They should not be seen to be lawless. Finally, whatever the matter is, I don't think Dele Farotimi will be afraid of them. He's a lawyer. He will get his own lawyers, and he will meet them in court. His rights must be respected. So that if you accuse a man of defamation does not mean that the man is a convict per se.
Yeah.
He has a line of defenses open to him. Truth, public policy, justification, and all of that. And absence of malice. Once he can prove that he's not speaking out of malice, and that he's speaking in public interest. So nobody should think that because they are highly placed, they can intimidate anybody. And no lawyer is afraid of going to court. You cannot intimidate him.
And the police, they did maintain decorum. You saw that. They were in rough handling him and all of that.
No,
did you see that? Did you see that part?
I saw that, but NBA's statement released said that they harassed, the word they used was harassed some lawyers in the building and seized some of their phones. So they were not actually gentlemen in this regard. And a number of people have said that the police should not be used as a tool, a weapon of oppression. We often talk about this a lot of times. And like Dr. Batia said, the people who are meant to be law enforcers should not be seen to be breaking the law or disrespecting the rule of law. And I think that's where the challenge is. If you have a grouse with someone, we can talk about the technicalities of Lagos State, Ekiti State, whether they had jurisdiction to come to Lagos State to arrest someone in Lagos State and take him to Ekiti State. Those are conversations. But it is the fear that the police seems to favor. So in Nigeria, law enforcement agents like the police seem to favor you if you have power, if you have authority, and will disrespect the law. So what is the hope of the common man? That is the painful thing about this. If a man who is outspoken, a lawyer like Dele Farotimi, can be treated in this manner. Imagine what other common Nigerians on the street are going through, where people who are not investigated are thrown into custody without proper due process, just because someone, an oga at the top, or someone who has power and influence, order the police to do so. This is what I was talking about with South Korea, that we have, our institutions are in shambles, and we need to fix that if we're going to have a proper democracy in Nigeria. And I'm glad that a lot of people have come out to speak about this. It can be Dele Farotimi today. It can be anyone else. Tomorrow they come and pick you, Rufai, and just bundle you to Kutuwenje or to Kaduna just because you said something. And you know the irony of it? Out there the name of the book is Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. Look at that. Look at it on show.
The actual irony of it. I mean, we've discussed this at length. I know that you have a point to make in this.
So
before
in
we take
1981,
another.
I just have to be sure about the date. In 1981, Fela sang a song. I'll sing 2 songs before I buttress my point. He said, I open my eye and I see for my country power show. Everywhere, every corner, everybody they do power show. Power show. Fela also sang another song. Zombie, oh zombie, zombie, oh zombie. Zombie no go come unless you tell them to come, zombie. Those songs are very apt today concerning the case of Dele Farotimi. And for all that thought Dele Farotimi was very strict and very stern in his words when he will come here and said there was nothing as a Nigerian citizen. Dele has been proven right today. Dele, take your flowers, because you were correct. Because like Dele will say, Nigerian citizens don't have rights. Their rights are trampled upon. It's just about one big man not liking your face. They'll tell the police, and the police will run along. But the same police that comes to meet us, to defend them. I remember my boss, I admire so much, Prince Uduka Baegbana, talking about the story of a guy top there in military intelligence. And the role he did to track down journalists. He said one night he saw somebody Frank Omenka. He saw somebody in his kitchen. And the next thing, the same Frank Omenka that was violating them now became the Frank Omenka that was running for help. You see, those I really want to talk about. Thank you for all of those that have commented and speaking up Dele Farotimi. Those that I pity the most are the slaves that are going everywhere to say, good for him, because he's talking for justice, good for him. You see, I will just remind them, as a Yoruba saying, that the cane that was used to beat the last wife is still there waiting.
Yeah. The senior wife.
The senior wife is still there waiting for all of us. All of us will chop that cane one day, and you will see how brutal the Nigerian state can be.
Yeah, well,
so don't worry, keep abusing him.
No.
You can never be as great as the soul of Dele Farotimi's feet.
Yes, I really liked Atedo Peter Side's tweet, though. I love the ending of his tweet where he said, by their actions, that's the people who arrested him, by their actions, they have confirmed that Dele is a great giant that they are afraid of.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as it has been analyzed by the experts and staff members of Arise News Nigeria, I will continue to say a very big thank you. Arise News, Mr. Ruben Abati, Mr. Rufai, and Ojokbe. I say thank you all and other team members for the good job that you people are doing. Let's continue to work hard to make sure that Nigeria work for every one of us. Cheers.